It's time for football here at AT&T Stadium, the Cowboys and the Houston Texans. Bill Jones along with Babe Laufenberg, and yes, it's been a process here, as Jason Garrett would put it. It's a job interview process for so many of these players. 75 on the roster now. There will be 53 come Saturday.
Bill, you know I would be remiss if I didn't trot out my standard line. It's the world's longest job interview, and it's going to come to an end for, as you mentioned, 22 of these players come Saturday when the NFL cutdown comes. However, they do have one last chance, Bill, to make a lasting impression on that man right there, Cowboys head coach Jason Garrett. And he talks all the time, Bill, about some guys just force their way onto the roster. And I will guarantee you, while they think they know they're 53 as we stand here tonight, there are one or two guys they're going to make them think twice about it.
Now, Kyle Orton will start at quarterback for Jason Garrett's team, but we'll see a lot of Alex Tanny, and he's one of those guys that just might make the 53 if he has a standout performance against these Texans. Right now, let's go down to the sideline and the Farmers Insurance Injury Report, and here's Mickey Spagnola.
Well, Bill, here's four guys the Cowboys are certainly hoping they are healthy by the time the Cowboys have to play the New York Giants. Anthony Spencer, we haven't seen him the entire preseason. They're hoping his knee that's been scoped is ready to play defensive end on the strong side by the time September 8th comes around. Another guy they're counting on to be back, Ron Leary. He had his knee scoped, and they feel pretty good about him. Same thing with Jason Hatcher. He's been out with a sore groin. Feel good about him coming back. And also Mackenzie Bernardo, their right guard. We'll see if he ends up being the starter. So those are the guys that probably wouldn't have played tonight even if the starters were playing. We know Jason or Jay Ratliff is out. He's on PUP. They hope he's ready in 6 weeks.
All right, the Farmers Insurance Injury Report. Call 1-888-96-FARMERS or visit farmers.com to find a local agent.
And, Bill, as we get ready for this kickoff here tonight, we saw last week DeMarco Murray fumble on his second carry of the game, and then I want to say he took a seat, but he got to stand next to the head coach for the rest of that first half. And I strongly recommend for the young guys returning the kickoff here, as we see Joseph Randall being one of them, hang on to the football here, because there's plenty of room around that head coach, right, to stand.
And this is his opportunity. Of course, he's gotten plenty of playing time already this preseason, but they want to see the fifth-round draft pick out of Oklahoma State. But they won't get a chance to see him on a kickoff return here as the kick is boomed out of the back of the end zone. And there he is, Kyle Orton, getting the start in this fifth and final preseason game.
Yeah, and we talked about it, Bill. I don't care how much you've played, you still need to play some more. You need to play in the preseason. And again, Kyle Orton has a lot of starts under his belt, but you need to get out there and go through it. He didn't play well in Arizona. 2 interceptions there. Played better last week, and we're going to get a little dose of Kyle Orton tonight.
And for the most part, no starters on the field for the Cowboys in tonight's game. Philip Tanner, who played like a starter in the first half after Murray was benched last week against Cincinnati, gets the call and a 3-yard pickup. And the Cowboys will face a 2nd and 7. So here's what you have up front. Darian Weems and Jeremy Parnell at the tackles. David Arkin and Kevin Kowalski the guards, and Phil Costa is the center. You saw Tanner carrying the football, and Dwayne Harris, Terrence Williams, and the 2 tight ends, Gavin Escobar and James Hanna. 2nd and 7 for Orton and the Cowboys. Terrence Williams, number 83, the man in motion. And the give is to Tanner, and he bounces outside. And Tanner has the first down.
Here's what I'd like to see from Philip Tanner, Bill. Hasn't had the ability to break to the, I'll call it the 3rd level, but he hasn't gotten past those linebackers here. Here you see a safety coming up to make the tackle, but his long run was 9 yards. I'd love to see him get out in the secondary and show that he's got a little something to him to make that second guy miss or the third guy miss. And I'm not talking about a Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith 75-yard run. I'm just saying pick up 15 or 20.
As it was, he got 8. By the way, backups in there for the Texans to start this one as well, so no J.J. Watt. And Tanner, once again, gets past the 35 to the 37-yard line. One of the things the Cowboys looking at offensively, keep your eye on the right tackle, number 78, Jeremy Parnell, who did start a week ago. And they would love for Parnell to play so well that he becomes the starting right tackle on this team.
Well, Bill, I'd be shocked if when they open against the New York Giants here, September 8th, Sunday night, that Parnell is not your right tackle and Doug Free is not at right guard.
You'd be shocked if he was not there.
If he was not
Those
there.
two weren't on the right side. There goes Tanner into the secondary, and there's another first down for the Cowboys.
Don't tell me he gained 9 again. Brian Sperry, our statistician, will tell me, and it is a 9-yard run. He's got that 9 nailed. What's the old Walt Garrison line, Bill? You need 3 yards, I'll get you 3. You need 5 yards, I'll get you 3, or something. That's like Phillip. He's got that 9-yard run in him. Want to see him get a double digit.
Tanner, the third-year guy out of Dallas Kimball High School in Middle Tennessee State. Fullback lined up, but he's actually a tight end, Dante Rosario. And running room again for Tanner. Jukes and jives to the 50-yard line.
Everybody's going to talk about how the Cowboys are running the ball now. They're running the ball now, but it'll be interesting to see when they open the New York Giants. Good hole on the left side there for Tanner, but interesting to see against the New York Giants. This probably won't be the game plan. 5 consecutive runs for Phillip Tanner.
For 30 yards so far for Tanner, and 2nd and 7. Was featuring the 2 tight end offense throughout the preseason and will in the regular season. And Tanner comes up about 1.5 yards short.
Bill, Phillip Tanner may be saying, hey, I love carrying the ball, but come on, this is getting a little ridiculous here. That thing does fly. That ball is aerodynamically sound.
Well, now we may be seeing why Kyle Orton is starting the game at quarterback.
Yeah.
He is not in harm's way so far.
Why didn't they
Babe
start
Laufenberg. Babe Laufenberg could have started at quarterback. Third and short. Will they put it in the air?
They're pointing it out like it's a pass coming.
And there's a flag right at the snap and false start.
False start. Offense number 62. 5-yard penalty. It remains 3rd down.
Ron Winter, your referee tonight. Jason Garrett's Cowboys 2-2 in the preseason. Of course, played in the Hall of Fame game to start things off, which seems like a long time ago now.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I guarantee feels like a long time ago for some of these players. And David Arkin trying to keep a roster spot here, and penalties like that on 3rd and 1 won't help him.
Arkin at left guard. Passes out to James Hanna, and that's the first catch of the preseason for Hanna, and he's brought down immediately by DJ Swearinger, the rookie out of South Carolina, the 2nd-round draft pick of the Texans.
Not much to that play. Go a little 1-yard out. It wasn't designed that way. They had Terrence Williams running behind there on a hook route, but Orton didn't like what he saw, thought it was a little jammed up, and just dumped it off.
So Chris Jones is on. Cowboys don't have a backup punter or place kicker. And Jones sends it high inside the 15-yard line. Fair catch made by Dennis Johnson. Cowboys on defense. Ernie Sims returning to play and pick number 59, the linebacker for the Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys football is back, and you can see it live at AT&T Stadium. Party passes are available for most 2013 home games. Go to DallasCowboys.com or call 1-800-745-3000 for tickets. Cowboys open in 10 days, a week from Sunday night. That's when the New York Football Giants will be here to kick off the regular season. Case Keenum trying to win the backup quarterbacking job behind Matt Schaub for the Houston Texans. And the pass complete to DeVere Posey. There's a flag down in the Cowboys secondary as B.W. Webb and Ernie Sims are in on the stop.
I think it's going to be offensive pass interference here, Bill. Got that nice separation, mainly by pushing off.
Pass interference. Offense.
This way.
Yeah, pass interference. Offense number 11. After distance to the goal. Repeat first down.
Ron Winter gets it right. So we replay first down, and there's the push-off that Babe talked about. DeVere Posey coming back from an Achilles. He was injured in the postseason last year, the AFC divisional playoff game against New England. So back him up 6-yard line. Dennis Johnson, not much there. 2nd and long coming up for the Texans. The Cowboys on defense as the starters rest. You got Thaddeus Gibson, Kyle Wilbur, the ends, Landon Cohen and Sean Lismore inside, battling for spots on the 53-man roster. Devontae Holloman, a draft pick, Caleb McSurdy, Ernie Sims returns from a groin injury, Micah Pellerin and B.W. Webb, the 4th-round draft pick at corner. The 3rd-round pick, J.J. Wilcox and Jeff Heath, are the rookie starting safeties. And there's running room for Dennis Johnson down the sideline. He's got the first down, knocked out by Jeff Heath. And how about we welcome to this broadcast booth the playmaker. Michael Irvin is here. Hello, Michael.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm glad to be here. And sorry for the traffic issue that I had coming here. I'm not often coming to a game in the midst of all the crowd. You know.
This was an exact reverse of what Michael experienced, Bill, as a player, where he played the first couple of plays or the first series in the game and then sat down. Now he comes on the latter part of the game.
See, I think there are a lot of fans out there who are thinking that maybe he was just suspended for the first series of the game. Welcome to the booth, Michael.
Poor Denzel.
And DeVere Posey, the
at Ohio State.
Yes, Ohio State coming back from an Achilles. Micah Pellerin defending.
Nice grab right there, too. And DeVere, he's a nice young receiver, man. Has had some injuries, and I don't mean to jump right in it, but I know him personally. He's been talking with him since he's been at Ohio State. It's good to see him in action, making plays. I know that's their away team, Bill and Brad. And Dave, you know what I mean.
Brad's that guy we don't like.
Yeah.
Plenty of running room this time. And that's Sierra Wood, the rookie out of Notre Dame.
A big gap on that left side of the Cowboys line there. Just bounces it outside.
Who's that backer, babe? Didn't hold inside.
Ernie Sims out there.
Ernie Sims getting hold. And Jeff Heath, number 38, the safety, appeared to take a bad angle.
It's what they mean when the coaches say you got to keep that up shoulder free so you can get it on the runner, so holes like that are not in the middle of your defense.
41 yards for number 41, Sierra Wood. First and goal at the 6-yard line. Very quickly the Texans are down the field. And a short gain for Wood that time. Case Keenum at quarterback for the Texans. Of course, the starters Matt Schaub not playing tonight. Keenum, who came into camp as the number 3 quarterback, getting a chance to unseat T.J. Yates as the backup quarterback in Houston.
Can I ask you guys a question here? Because, you know, I don't do this often, but when I'm here, I cannot stop looking at that.
Don't look at the big board.
The real game is right here. Stop looking at the board. Stop.
You're like every fan in this place, Michael.
Second and goal. Big hole. Pounding his way forward is Dennis Johnson, and he's into the end zone, and the Texans score first. The rookie out of Arkansas, Dennis Johnson.
Apparently they have taken the air out of this football, Michael, because we've had 2 series and we've had a grand total of 2 passes, one by each team.
You know what, babe? This I consider it to be the residual of what I call giving the guys notice that they're not going to play this week. And you really do lose that week of practice. I've always felt that way. I know these guys knew they were not playing in this game, and now it's hard when the top guys are not going hard in practice to make the bottom guys go very hard.
Well, the bottom guys better go hard or the bottom guys will be out.
And Randy Bullock, the Texas Aggie, on for the point after. And with 6:37 to play here in the first quarter, the Texans take the early lead on the Cowboys thanks to Dennis Johnson. And Michael Irvin as the Cowboys fall behind the Texans 7-0.
And last week, Bill, we saw a special teams coach, or we found out after the fact that Rich Bisaccia, the special teams coach for the Cowboys, had said run everything out. They just wanted to get a look at their return game and get guys blocking, so we'll see if that same thing happens this week.
That's why I love this.
Yeah. Joseph Randall from 5 yards deep and can't quite make it out to the 20-yard line. That's where the Cowboys will take over on offense, and they'll have a new quarterback. It's Alex Tanney. when we come back here. 6.5 minutes to play in the first. This game is yours the rest of the way, Alex. All season long with Papa John's, you can order the Cowboys 5-star combo. Get a large pizza with up to 5 toppings and a 2-liter Pepsi for $10.99. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Well, so much for Kyle Orton's day of work. You missed it, Michael.
Yeah.
One pass.
Quick.
It was a perfect night, though.
Here I
It's
am.
1 for 1 for 1 yard.
Yeah, here I am talking about how it's important to get that backup quarterback some work, and all he did was he ran the inside run drill.
But I like that they've run the ball a lot, really trying to establish this kind of football that the Cowboys, the first team was winning.
Spoken as a receiver, shame on you.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
Michael wouldn't be saying that if he was out there. Joseph Randall on the carry, and Alex Tenney is at quarterback for the Cowboys, trying to win a spot on the 53-man roster.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I don't know how you become a 5-time captain of your college team, but he was. He actually had an injury.
That's
So
right.
he had a kind of a injury redshirt year. But
So he was a captain as a freshman.
yes, I mean, that's amazing. It speaks a little bit to what the guy is made of, obviously.
Speaks also to the fact he went to Monmouth College in Illinois. A Division III school. Under pressure, and he lofts it over the head of Hannah. Took a hit that time.
And he talked this week about the biggest thing he has to do. When I said, what's the one thing you need to improve on, the one thing that you need to take to this game? And he said, checking the ball down. He's had people open underneath. And he said in college, he only checked down maybe 4 or 5 times.
Check out those numbers there. Case Keenum, the starting quarterback tonight for Houston at the University of Houston, had 155 touchdown passes in his career. Alex Tanney had 2 more, 157. That's an all-time NCAA record.
And neither one of them got drafted.
Intended for Anthony Armstrong.
I think that was, excuse me, Bill, that was maybe nerves there, Michael. Looked like Tanney just got rid of the ball a little bit quick here. Armstrong wasn't ready to come out and find it.
Yeah, you can see the timing right there, just not quite where it needs to be. And you put the ball on Armstrong now. The other thing is that Armstrong's battling at a spot for the football. And I'm watching last week's game. Dez has improved in that area so much, it's ridiculous.
Against some of the best cornerbacks in the league we've seen this preseason. Patrick Peterson, Arizona, a couple of weeks ago. This is Dennis Johnson, who had the touchdown. There's a lot of dancing to get to 3 or 4 yards. 51-yard punt for Chris Jones, and Case Keenum takes over for Houston when we come back. Get it fast with AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Bill Jones, Babe Laufenberg, and the playmaker, the Hall of Famer Michael Irvin has joined us. What has become an annual visit here on the final preseason game, Michael. We like to give you the final preseason game, too, because you can talk all you want to.
Yeah,
you love to do that, don't you?
And I like the final preseason game. I like to think I'm a blue-collar worker. I see a lot of guys that are blue-collar workers, and we do get to talk more about other things also.
That's exactly right. Case Keenum in the Texans, and there's running room again for Sierra Wood into the Cowboys secondary. Pickup of a good 22, 23 yards.
Well, they're gashing him in the running game here early, Michael, that's for sure.
And this is the last thing you want to see, even in the 4th preseason game, even with backup guys, the guys that are trying to, especially with the guys that are trying to make this team, because running is a lot about, effort and all of that, and right now they are being gassed.
Got some guys in there on defense for Dallas who weren't with the team at the beginning of training camp, including the 2 defensive ends, Jabari Fletcher on the right side, Thaddeus Gibson on the left side. First down from the 49. There's Caleb McSurdy, fought off by Sierra Wood. McSurdy could not make the tackle in the backfield.
You got a guy that big. You see the legs on this guy? You see the strength in this guy? This is a strong dude. You can't run up on him straight up like that and not expect to get exactly what happened right there.
Great straight arm.
Look at that. Get out. And you got to come in and go after all those muscles in his legs right there.
Sierra Wood is a rookie free agent, by the way, out of Notre Dame. And sure not running like one tonight.
Got 7 on that one, and Texans have 7 carries for 107 yards already in this game. And that's a first down for Houston. Of course, the Texans known for running the football. That's right. Arian Foster led the league in rushing a couple of years ago. 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons for him.
Talk about running the football, and there's Gary Kubiak, their head coach. We'll talk a little bit about him, but it's amazing how they stuck with Kubiak 5 years. His first 5 years, no playoff games, and an under 500 record. They stayed with him, and they've been rewarded with playoff wins in each of the last 2 years.
Bootleg by Keenum. In closing was B.W. Webb on DeVere Posey that time. Short gain for Houston.
You know, as you bring that up, Dave, I think that's been probably a key component to the success of guys like Matt Shaw, that they've kept a guy like Gary Kubiak, and that's probably the saving grace for Gary Kubiak, because they've seen the maturation process of Matt Shaw.
Well, unfortunately, as you well know, everybody wants things to happen yesterday, and guys get a year, 2, 3, and then they're out the door. And Bob McNair, the owner of the Houston Texans, said, hey, this is my guy. I think he's got a good plan. And so far, they're looking like it's paying off.
Running room again for Dennis Johnson and another first down. Okay, so how does that relate to what we have here in Dallas? When you look back, 5, 6 years ago.
Offense number 62. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
A couple of 8-8 seasons in a row for the Texans, and they had some patience, and things turned out well.
A couple of 6 and 10s thrown in there.
That's right.
As well.
And the Cowboys coming off a couple of 8-8s in a row.
Michael?
And this is why I kept not understanding when people were making such a big noise about Jason Garrett not calling the plays this season. I said, this is a blessing, and hopefully Jason Garrett will see that also, because now you have an opportunity to tend to the little things. 8-8, yes they were, but 1 game away from winning the division, yes they were also. So it was not like they were 8-8 and out of everything.
Keenum under pressure that time.
All right, Michael, this is your first time in. You had Norv Turner for the majority of your career here.
Yes.
And then Ernie Zampese, obviously, but Norv kind of set you on that pace as he did with a whole lot of players here. Darrell Johnston and Emmett Smith and Troy Aikman. But does it matter who the play caller is to you as a receiver, as a player?
In the genesis of what we were building, it didn't matter, because I wanted to know that the play caller saw the path with me, through me, and that gave me confidence. But these guys have performed for quite a while now, so they can perform under another play caller and still get it done.
B.W. Webb had a pick last week, and he almost had one this week. There's a flag down in the backfield.
And a beautiful pick last week when he undercut the receiver going down the seam. Let me tell you something. When you get a defensive back like that, that's a guy that can also play the position of wide receiver.
Offense number 77. Penalties decline. Makes it 4th down.
And as you well know, Michael, obviously the interception last week, you're hoping as a quarterback that the DB never turns his head, and he did. He would get a replay.
Not only turned his head, but he turned his head, and then maneuvered right in front of the ball at the last moment. When most defensive backs turn their head and say, oh my God, there's a football, and tries to knock it down. And you saw just again how he tried to slide in front of the receiver and make that interception. He just has to come away with it.
He was defending Keyshawn Martin that time. Martin should make the Texans roster.
That ball checked up.
It did. Shane Leckler will do that.
One final word on the play calling. Michael didn't care who was calling the plays as long as they knew where 88 was lined up.
That's why I love Norv. Norv knew.
Let's visit DallasCowboys.com/bags for more information.
And I do want to point out, Bill, that is a policy instituted for all 32 NFL teams. That's not just an AT&T Stadium regulation. Anywhere you go in the NFL, that's it.
I think you'll probably be seeing a lot of college stadiums as well. Alex Tenney with the pass out to the 2nd-round draft pick, Gavin Escobar.
And Bill, you were talking about that clutch purse. Michael may be one of the few men I know that would be able to tell you what that clutch purse looks like.
That's only because my wife sends me shopping sometimes.
I love it.
Look at that now. He didn't handle the pressure early on well, but he did right there in getting that ball off.
And that's no fun, as you know, Michael, when you're standing in that end zone knowing if you get sacked, it's a safety.
Right up the middle goes Joseph Randall.
Let me get a little jumpy. Now, this is a big third down play here for Alex Tanney. Number one, you want to start getting something positive going. Come out. Things are not kind of heading your way. Plus, you punt the ball from inside your own 20. You give up field position. In the grand scheme of things, this is a very important play for Alex Tanney.
Third and short. It's the handoff, and hit at the line of scrimmage is Randall, and it's a 3 and out for the Cowboys.
Well, I sure would have liked to have seen him give Alex Tanney a chance to drop back and throw that football, Michael.
Yeah, and you know, babe, when you think through it, though, this right here is the difference between teams really making playoffs, winning Super Bowl, or being home early on in the season. Is can you convert these 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2s without us having to throw the ball?
It's a long 2.
Chris Jones sends Dennis Johnson back inside his 30. Gets through him. He's able to pick it up. Now has some running room down the sidelines. Can get back up to midfield, and there is the whistle. Right at midfield, or just into the Cowboys' into the field.
Well, how many times do you see that? That ball gets fumbled or muffed there, Michael, and all of a sudden everybody gets out of their lanes because they're going to go get to the football, and you become like a diamond formation, like a Blue Angels fighting formation, and boom, he picks it up and he gets outside of the coverage.
And that's exactly what happened right there. And it sucks everybody in right there. When you come in, now you have a chance to get right outside of Hamilton, number 43. He doesn't make the play, and it's a big play on the outside because that's where every returner is trying to get to, babe.
We saw a big one last week for 75 for the touchdown by Brandon Tate. We'll get another big one here today.
And 43, Jakar Hamilton, the rookie out of South Carolina State. He began his career at Georgia. Boy, Sierra Wood down the sideline. And there's a flag down at the Dallas 41 as 41 celebrates in the end zone.
And I believe, I don't know who the Houston player was.
Yeah, that same holding on that linebacker.
Holding. Offense number 40. A 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
And he was holding safety Jeff Heath, I believe. We'll take a look on our replay here, but just watch number 38 for the Cowboys, the safety, Jeff Heath. Yep, right there it is right there. He's trying to get off of that block, and he's saying, somebody please call this because I'm not going to be able to tackle him.
That was Tyler Klutz, number 40.
What a bad name for a football player, huh? I mean, just... What are you, a klutz? Yes, as a matter of fact, I am.
Tell you what, though, these guys from Houston, boy, they know how to block.
Yeah, they do. They do it over and over and over.
That zone block. That block for a long time.
Keenum with a completion out to Ryan Griffin, the 6th-round draft pick.
And you talk about knowing how to block, Michael, and you see that press play, which is basically just a zone blocking play by the offensive line. Now we're going to see it faking it to the left. Everybody's going, and boy, that's hard for that linebacker on the backside.
That's the bread and butter, babe. They do it very well, because you have to respect what you're seeing in a run
first
game.
Quarter.
We are through one quarter here at AT&T Stadium. It's all Texans so far as the Cowboys trail 7-0. Cowboys fans, here's your chance to win a gas-saving Ford Fusion Hybrid. Go to drivecleanacrosstexas.org to sign up and get tips on how to keep the air clean and save money at the pump. A message from the Texas Department of Transportation. We've got them right here at AT&T Stadium. Through one quarter, Texans lead the Cowboys 7-0. Bill Jones, Babe Laufenberg, and Michael Irvin in the booth as Case Keenum is on all the way at quarterback through the first quarter for Houston. We should see T.J. Yates in the second half. There's a fumble, and it looks like a recovery for Dallas. It is. That's been stressed ever since Rod Marinelli and Monty Kiffin stepped on campus at Valley Ranch.
One of the first things I said to you guys when I got here was that I really enjoyed this aspect of what the Dallas Cowboys are doing again. It was such an intricate part of the years, babe, we played with under Jimmy, and the stressing getting to the ball, trying to create turnovers.
The interesting part here is it's actually a foot that causes this fumble. Check out the right leg.
Sean Lismore had the penetration into the backfield, and it was Jason Vega who came up with the recovery at the 43.
Looked like a soccer bicycle kick, didn't it, Bill?
Play fake by Tanny. Now he's under pressure, and he will throw it to nobody. Winds up on his backside.
Good job there by Tanny. He got himself out of the pocket, which means you can throw it out there without a receiver. And he had no chance of much of anything there. So good job by him of making a smart play and giving yourself a 2nd and 10. And I do think that's a hard thing, Michael, for a young guy that hasn't played nearly at all in the NFL. You know, wants to get the ball downfield. He wants to show the coaches, hey, keep me, keep me, keep me. And you think, well, dumping it off isn't going to impress him. But throughout the course of the game, yes, it will. You got to take your shots when they're there. And he's got Terrence Williams up there, Michael, his 3rd-round pick on the right side, so that's a good little target.
Escobar flanks out left.
That won't help. Delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
The passing game. Guys, passing game is so much about timing, a sense of self, and a sense of understanding the receiver, between the receiver and the quarterback. And it only comes from reps and high, intense situations. And you can see these guys, they just haven't had enough.
And that's something Alex Tanny just can't let happen. You know, your clock is right in front of your face. You got to take a timeout or get the play off.
So 2nd and 15, and it's over the outstretched arm of Gavin Escobar.
All right, now you put a little pressure on your offensive line here, 3rd and 15, and you know there's a whole bunch of guys on Houston's side, Michael, also trying to make this team, and they happen to be those defensive linemen that are going to come after Tanny here.
And they are coming.
And in fairness, you know, the operation with Tanny, he hasn't been out there. He hasn't been seeing the signals, getting the calls, he's got a lot of guys out there probably asking him, where do I line up? Where do I go? What's it on?
3rd and long. Escobar is hit immediately. It's going to be well short of where he needed to get for a 1st down. Got back almost to the original line of scrimmage.
Baby, you know, and God bless him, and I know he's trying, he's working hard here, but you can tell from the difference between a guy, of course you can, like Tony Romo and the young guy Tanny, where Tony anticipates the guy being there. Tanny's trying to wait to see the guy there.
Yeah.
And if you wait to see him there, it's usually too late. And that's stuff young guys learn as they continue to play and get reps.
High punt from Chris Jones again, and down at the 1-yard line is Jakar Hamilton. They'll spot it at the 2. Nicely done by Chris Jones, the punter for the Cowboys. Living Social. Discover great deals on the best of your city. Sign up for free at livingsocial.com. Alex Tanny has been under some pressure.
Michael, you talked about unfamiliarity with your receivers, and here's the offensive line kind of thrown together, trying to work together, get a little continuity, but these guys haven't played with each other much either.
Absolutely, and the defense is about hustle and getting to the quarterback, and these guys right now are saying, I got to hustle now, or I will be hustling for a job, and they are coming after Alex Tanny.
They are hustling, and they are getting to the quarterback.
But the Cowboys with a pretty good weapon in their punter, Chris Jones, who pins the Texans back at their own 2-yard line. They're by far their worst field position. Keenum with all sorts of time, throwing for his tight end, Ryan Griffin. They're out of the hole at the 25.
It was a nicely thrown ball.
And that's Caleb McSurdy covering. And, Michael, that was the difference. We were talking about the biggest fear is trying to turn for the football. And there's a difference between a DB and a linebacker.
and you saw
he can't get to it.
Yeah, and he beautifully hung that ball, anticipating where that ball would be thrown. You know, if he threw it a second later, that would not have been a complete pass.
And he's got to throw it over McSurdy and before the safety gets there. So perfect arc.
Pickup of 23. Keenum shows some elusiveness as Lismore put the pressure on, and it goes incomplete.
Another nice play by B.W. Webb, who had the interception that Michael was referring to last week. Had another breakup today, almost had the interception earlier. Now pokes his left hand in and grabs this one.
He's spunky. He's smart. He has the ability once he recognizes what's going on, the clothes on it, and then he has the hands outside of the play earlier that usually comes away with that play.
It's been interesting watching B.W. Webb's growth this preseason. Did not have a good game against Oakland a few weeks ago, but he's come on here in the last couple of weeks. The rookie out of William and Mary, Sierra Wood, gets about 3.
See the difference? Remember, last time on the previous drive, or 2 drives ago, we saw Caleb McSurdy, Michael, go up high on Sierra, and this time he said, you know what? That didn't work so well. I'll just go right down at the legs.
No more of that.
Watch this. He said, okay, good tackle.
I like ball players like that. I learned my lesson. I will not let my ego get in the way here.
Well, and that's why everybody thinks those big backs are going to last a long time, and they don't last long. When you got those big legs and big, strong guys, people come in, they hit your thighs. That's where you saw Brandon Jacobs with the Giants. Really,
you start slowing down.
Yeah, you start slowing down because nobody's going to tackle you high. They all come down, especially the DBs and safeties. They're going to want to hit you down in the thigh area, and consequently, your legs just get beat up.
Texans call a timeout. They lead it 7-0 here early in the second. Where do your donations to the Salvation Army go? Wherever hope is the only thing left. Donate today. The Salvation Army doing the most good. Cowboys and the Texans here at AT&T Stadium. Rod Marinelli, the Cowboys defensive line coach, former defensive coordinator with the Bears, former head coach with the Lions.
And how about this? Former Cal Lutheran player who was at Cal Lu and worked almost as a ball boy type thing when he was a captain there with the Dallas Cowboys. And he said nothing but class, the whole organization. This was 1970.
Wow. Under some pressure. Sterling Moore defending. Lestar Jean. Of course, Cal Lutheran, where the Cowboys used to train, Thousand Oaks, California.
27 years, I believe.
From the early 60s through 1989.
Yeah.
So Michael was there.
Michael and I closed it down. We didn't know it at the time, Michael, but
we did not know it. We did not know it. I tell you what, I love that play by the young guy right here more. Let me tell you why. This is a third down. A lot of time guys go for that football, miss the football, give up the first down, or they go for the football, miss the tackle, give up the first down. He made sure it did not happen.
Cole Beasley, another SMU Mustang, just like Sterling Moore. Gets about 5 on the punt return as Beasley is back. It was in the Oakland game that he got injured. It's good to see Beasley back in part of the regular season.
Now you see Rod Marinelli going over things with his defense over there. It's amazing, too. He went 0-16 in Detroit as a head coach. And it just goes to show you that players make such a difference because, to a man, everybody will tell you this is one of the best coaches they've ever been around. But he didn't have the talent there in Detroit.
Timeout here at AT&T. Chance to win like a pro is here with the 2013 Dallas Cowboys scratch-off ticket from the Texas Lottery. Pick one up and get in the game.
I disappoint Bill. 1st and 10, I'd like to see him let Alex Tanney throw the ball here. Instead of, the 3rd and 10 where they know it's coming. Go a little play action here.
Instead it's a give to Randall. He scrambles to get 3.
Of course, that's spoken like a quarterback and not an offensive line coach. And the offensive line coach is calling the plays now, Bill Callahan. But honestly, if you get a young guy and all you're doing is sitting there letting him throw the ball on 3rd and 10 with a patchwork offensive line, you're going to be putting him in some precarious positions.
James Hanna Motion. Two tight ends in there. Tanny gets away and throws over the middle, complete. Up near the first down marker.
This is what I love about Tanny, Michael. Watch him just step back into the pocket, let it get around him, and then he becomes a passer again, protects the ball.
Really a good play right there, keeping that play alive, getting around, blitzing guys right there, not losing his cool, and then finding the open man.
I will say this, Michael, throw him back into the middle of the field like that.
No, it's not
you better be careful.
It's not what they tell you to do.
Better be careful.
However,
you don't see what's coming from the other side.
The guy threw to, number 16, Tim Benford. Those guys worked a lot in training camp together. Getting outside is Randall. Nice pickup from the Oklahoma State Cowboy.
Michael, let me ask you a question, okay? Because we've seen it a number of times in the preseason with the ball to the inside here. If Joseph Randall puts it to his left arm, all he can do is go out of bounds. Did you ever switch the ball over into your hand?
Yes, I did at some points. Now, Emmett would like the ball in one hand also.
Always,
yeah, always in one hand right there. And a few people switch it over. Now, I tried to switch it once or twice and lost it also.
So you were pretty much a one-armed guy. Because it happened to Des Bryant in Arizona, too.
If I'm running, if I'm running at you and planning on hitting you, then I'm switching that ball. If I'm just tapping out of bounds, I may not tap. I may not switch it.
Kevin Escobar and his Babe alluded
how many
to.
times, wait a minute, Bill, how many times did he tap out of bounds? I didn't see that. I don't think you ever went out.
2 minutes late in the game. I remember that play going across. Now I just need to get it out of bounds.
Hey, I distinctly
I have no intentions on just going out free.
I distinctly remember a play against Phoenix, and they were Phoenix at the time, and people will have to indulge me here, but you ran a comeback, and they anticipated you just going out sideline. You put your right foot in the ground, spun back inside, and went 75 for a touchdown.
Absolutely.
Dump off to Hannah. There's a first down.
And if I'm not mistaken, Jay Novacek was running with you stride for stride the whole way, trying to find somebody to block.
Making those great, did a great job, actually, blocking all the way downfield. You know what, when you let this young guy, Tanny, move around and get outside and block, he can really make some nice plays.
Well, it's funny, I'm going to jinx him here, but you can see he's now, Michael, he's got a little rhythm, got a few completions.
Exactly.
Naturally, he's going to be a little nervous coming out in that opening set. He's playing in the first quarter. He's here at Cowboy Stadium, and you may say, well, this isn't a big game. It's a big game to Alex Tanner.
A lot of those young boys.
Yeah.
First down at the 38, and there's motion before the snap.
Ball start. Offense number 76. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
It's Edwin Kaufman. Jeremy Parnell started at right tackle. He's out of there now.
Yeah, it's something I wanted to ask you guys here as we look and see now the changes with the Dallas Cowboys with Coach Callahan calling the plays and him being an offensive line coach. Does that not give the offensive linemen, the big fellas, something extra each game because they know their guy is calling the plays? So if we don't get enough runs, we can mess with you all week in meetings. You know what I mean?
Tanny gets it to Randall with some running room.
Another nice job by Tanny of just giving ground and continuing to give ground and buying time till he can get it out to Joseph Randall. But Michael, the whole time he's going backward. Tanny is here saying, okay, turn around, please turn around.
Right. Okay. And how difficult it is for a young guy to see all of that fast meat running at him like this, but he stayed poised and he got that ball dumped off and got a great big play right there out of Randall.
Yeah, nice job by Tim Benford, the receiver, number 16, getting the downfield block.
Second and short. There's Randall. He's hitting the backfield and dropped.
Yeah, we talked about the nice job by Benford, number 16. Poor job here. It appeared, Michael, by Anthony Armstrong trying to get in and cut off the safety, but that was a tough read to get in there.
You got to get his head in front of that defender right there.
Yeah. He almost got him in the back, didn't he?
Boy.
That was been a double whammy.
I've had a couple of those coming wide open down. And that guy just steps up in that pocket, man, and all of a sudden he's gone.
It was Jawanza Starling with the tackle. He played for Monty Kiffin last year at USC. Over the middle to Cole Beasley. It's an extra 3 or 4 yards after the catch.
You love seeing your guys, your young guys compete like this, right? Because let's be real, Houston came out. This is a beautiful pass. Great job by Beasley getting open. But Houston came out pounding the ball right at Dallas. And at any point, those guys could have given up, but they kept fighting back. You mentioned it. Maybe some of these guys' last opportunities. But they're fighting back and still playing hard. You like seeing that. It says we set a way to play with the Dallas Cowboys.
Randall fights for maybe 3 yards.
Well, Beasley appeared to be upset, Michael, that he didn't get more. He's checking back into the lineup now, but on that last play, I think he thought he had 6, thought he should have broke that last tackle.
Beasley's trying to solidify his spot, and that 6 goes a long way.
He's somewhat limited. If you told me right now that Miles Austin, don't want to jinx him here, is going to get hurt, then you love Beasley in the slot, but he's not an outside receiver. So if Miles is healthy, I don't know if he has a spot to play him.
Using him on punt returns as well, but they got to figure out a way to have him active on game day. Corner of the end zone.
Didn't get that last foot down.
Gavin Escobar, the second-round pick out of San Diego State.
Boy, and that would have been that play where you said, that's why we have Gavin Escobar. Jason Garrett would have said, that's why we drafted him.
Boy, that second foot, that right foot has to be placed down with the left foot being the marker. There's the marker. I got to make sure that right foot is inside of the left. He did not do it.
Got that 6'6" body, Bill. He tapped the left in and could not get the right kick down.
It was a touchdown at San Diego State. But
yeah,
you got to have 2 feet down here.
Right.
And I guarantee you, Bill, he will be thinking that all night tonight. That's exactly what he will say.
Tanny thought he had the touchdown pass, but they'll try again on 3rd and 7 when we come back. 32 issues of Dallas Cowboys Star Magazine in print for $39.95, or get the digital version for just $14.99. Call 1-877-NFC-BOYS or visit DallasCowboys.com/star.
Well, we keep talking about Alex Tanny and his development, trying to make an impression, but here you go, you're 3rd and 7. You've got a field goal from here. So make sure that you get your field goal team on the field. That's what he has to do here.
Take care of the football. Tanny under pressure, and he goes down at the 20-yard line.
Boy, it's almost unfair. It's been a jailbreak most of this game, Michael, for Alex. He hits that back foot, and he's got 2 or 3 Texans hitting it with him.
A lot of pressure right there, not much you could do. Didn't have any room to step up in the pocket, but that previous play, that was a perfectly thrown ball right over the outstretched hand of that defensive back, the defender right there. It was a beautiful throw by Tanny.
And on the run, too. That was Brian Brayman with the sack for Houston. Dan Bailey is on for the field goal attempt. Ball will be placed down by Chris Jones at the 28. A 38-yard field goal attempt. And Dan Bailey back on track after missing a rare one last week.
And they said the operation was not smooth, but how good has that operation been? LP Ladouceur, he's been just money. His entire time here, he has not had a bad snap. It's been like 700 and change or something. A punt, field goal, extra point, right on the money, so important, which is why now obviously teams carry a roster spot specifically for that player. Once upon a time, it was your center, defensive tackle, somebody with double as your long snapper, and now it's a position unto its own.
So I wonder when that started.
I remember a guy named Mike McDonald, because I went to Burroughs High School out in Los Angeles, and he was with the Rams. This was about 1990, and he wasn't even warming up, Michael. We're getting ready to play him, and he went out, did the little pregame warm-up, and then was sitting on the bench while the rest of the team was going through all the warm-ups. I said, what are you doing? He said, I just long snap. I said, oh, okay.
Special.
So,
and did Dale Hellestrae saw that? And
said, hey, it is such an important position. It really is. And if you do your job well, no one will ever know you're there.
Unless you're Dale Hellestrae and you have radio shows.
There you go. Well, Hellestrae used to always say, hey, when are we, with Brad Sham and I, when am I going to get on the post game? I said, Dale, you know how this works. Snap one over the punter's head and we'll have you on.
One thing about the Cowboys of the 90s, everybody had a radio show, including the deep snapper.
Well, and everybody did their job. Right?
And Ellie was one of the best.
Ellie was,
it was
Daryl at fullback. I mean, there just were no weak spots in there. The quarterback was iffy, I think, Michael.
Yeah.
Number 8.
Helly was the joy because we would watch Helly. They would put a spotlight on Helly after the snap and the kick watching him run all the way down, lumbering down. And then he kind of falls on the pile and everybody in the room go, oh. It was so funny in meetings.
Helly never heard anyone you're saying on punt tackling.
Keenum, the Texans take over at the 20. Sierra Wood gets about 3. Jeff Heath, the safety, comes up to make the tackle. Looks like Jeff Heath, if you made the cuts before this game, Jeff Heath was probably on the 53-man roster.
Well, he showed up nicely on special teams in the very first game, that Hall of Fame game. And there you see him, had the forced fumble last week against Cincinnati, made a big play there. Done a nice job tonight. We saw him get held earlier. Something to be said for that, drawing a holding call.
It's taking advantage of your opportunities. That's what Heath has done. There's a wide open Ryan Griffin. He's brought down by Jeff Heath at the 45-yard line.
And he said now, keep in mind, he's a rookie free agent. And he said that there were a number of teams that had called. And he's from Saginaw Valley State. Said a number of teams called him. I said, well, how did you decide which one? And he said, well, the Cowboys called first. So my agent called and said, hey, the Cowboys called, and he said, take it. I said, you need to negotiate a little bit. You didn't give your agent much of a chance to negotiate. Why do you even have an agent if you just say, oh, just take it, whatever they give me, take it.
Keenum dumps it off to the left side. Dennis Johnson is slung down by Cameron Lawrence. It's time to recognize tonight's Bank of America Offensive Featured Player of the Game. How about the starting quarterback, Tony Romo? You can read more about tonight's game by picking up a copy of next week's Star Magazine on newsstands Tuesday. Football fans, with Bank of America, official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. The featured player of the game, Tony Romo, is not playing in this game, but he is on the sideline with Mickey Spagnola.
So I do have Tony Romo with me, the featured offensive player of the game somehow. You could have gone out there that first series and handed off 7 times, right?
Yeah, I probably could have handled that one tonight. It was good to move the ball a little bit on the ground, though.
You've been in Alex Tanney's position before, where you come in a game like this, you want to prove yourself, but you don't want to go out there and make a bunch of mistakes and take chances. So how do you kind of control yourself, or how does he control himself?
Well, I mean, more than anything, each play you're going to get graded on after the game. Some are harder than others. Some weeks you're getting great protection, other weeks not as much. And I think when you look at the tape, and ultimately what he'll be judged on is what he did with what he had around him. And so, for him, it's just a matter of keeping your emotions in check and do what you know you can do, and don't play outside of what you can and where you're at in your career. And he's done a good job of that.
Okay, this is the last preseason game. Do you feel confident your offense is ready to start the season in the next game, meaning September 8th against the Giants?
Yeah, I feel very confident. I feel like, in a lot of ways, training camp and the preseason can allow you to kind of discern what you're going to necessarily be good at or what you need to really work on. And we've had a pretty productive training camp and preseason. I'm excited about everything going forward.
Are you good with your offensive line? You feel like that's going to get settled by time the first game begins?
We'll be fine. Yeah, we'll do good.
What have you noticed there? Your center has been pretty good for a rookie.
No, yeah, he's been everything we'd hoped, after the draft, and it's just been good to see. He's a smart kid. He gets good pace. He plays with a little more power and punch, I think, than people might have thought coming in, and that's a great sign for us. So he just needs to continue to keep getting better and keep doing what he's doing.
One of the things we haven't seen much of that you've practiced a lot is that 2 tight end offense. I'm guessing we're going to see a little bit more when the real season begins.
You'll see a little bit of everything. I think it'll be an enjoyable thing for us to kind of utilize some of the people we have and attack teams in a little bit of a different way. So it'll be fun.
How long have you been getting prepared for that Giants game?
We've been preparing for a little while. I think you always get prepared for that first game a little early. You don't want to overdo it in the sense of, you're gonna go over the red zone 5 times. Normally it's twice. But I think there needs to be a sense of what you're seeing and what we're practicing, and now we go do it.
All right, Tony, we're coming up against a 2-minute warning. Appreciate you joining us.
Mickey, please, this is Babe. Mickey, please tell him this does not fulfill his media obligation.
Babe Laufenberg wants to tell you that it doesn't fulfill your media obligation after the game.
We'll see.
He said, we'll see, babe. Take
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Oh, that's funny. All right. 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Will Romo talk to the media after the game? Cowboys trail the Texans 7-3. 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Bill Jones with Babe Laufenberg and Michael Irvin as the Texans face a 4th down play, less than a yard here. You pound it straight ahead. You think they'll throw it here?
I think Houston will pound it. Nice time for a Cowboy to make a play.
Nope, they're going to throw it, or they're going to run. Oh, there's a couple of flags that come out. Case Keenum got the first down on the rollout.
Good job staying with the receiver downfield because everybody else surely sucked up on that run fake.
Devontae Holloman, number 57, who's had such a good...
Holding. Defense number 57. 5-yard penalty and a first down.
I was going to say, Devontae Holloman, who's had such a good preseason.
That was the play. You remember the New England Patriots did that to Marshall Faulk in the Super Bowl right there. That exact play.
He's not getting out, so he just tackles the back coming out that way.
Oh, God.
The bad thing was, too, Michael, that's just right out in space. And Jason Garrett wants a little better explanation, but it's one thing if you're in there in a whole bunch of bodies and they can't really see through, but when you're out there isolated, it's a fairly easy call to make.
Marshall complains all the time. He said, didn't you call it the Super Bowl?
Well, Jason Garrett doesn't like that call. I don't know if he's trying to basically he's defending the run there.
I didn't know if that was a block. How does he know if he's blocking or whatever?
Or carrying the football.
He has a point now. He has a point.
And it wasn't behind the line of scrimmage.
Keenum going for the end zone. Has his man pass beat W. Webb. Lestar Jean with the touchdown.
The play was, and the receiver did a wonderful job of not reacting when the ball was in the air because you saw Webb wanting to react to the receiver reacting, and it's just a perfect throw.
And when you say reacting, a little double move there by the hands. When he sees your hands, his hands are going to come out.
Right. His hands goes up late. He's not pushing. Yeah. He's just continuing a running motion, you see. And by the time BJ Webb knows that ball is gone, it's too late. It's already in the pocket.
And he's at some point he's got to turn for the football.
And he's looking for an indication from that receiver.
Right.
Anything from that receiver says look up, and the receiver did not look up.
Lestar Jean, a Miami guy, but he didn't go to the U. He went to Florida Atlantic U. Down in South Florida.
What do we call that, Michael? Since you're Miami is the U, Florida Atlantic. What do we? The A,
FAU.
FAU. Yes, Miami is the U.
The U. Yeah, it doesn't get any special title though. It's abbreviated acronym FAU.
The U.
Okay.
The U.
By the way,
let the sensory receptors, the billion in your imagination, just go anywhere with that. The U.
And the U, you can make obviously the U signal with your hands.
That's
FAU.
What we do. That's what's on the helmet.
FAU, you've got to be a contortionist or a cheerleader. Look at Jason Garrett's still saying, look, he's playing the run. He's trying to play the run. Ron Winter, the referee, the gentleman in the white hat, number 14 now.
And it was a play fake.
Yes, that's why. Exactly.
Yeah. Now Ron Winter is saying, look, I've got a game to officiate.
Speaking of the U, there's a wide receiver from the U, Andre Johnson. He's a pretty good one.
That's a bad man right there, man. I'm telling you. And he's such a big, fast guy. People started talking about, is he not able to run like he used to, but he still gets it done. Is he still able?
Has over 800 catches in his career. 3rd overall pick in 2003, Andre Johnson.
All you hear about, too, Michael, is his work ethic. Hardest working guy on the football team. Let's go back, Michael, to that play that Jason Garrett didn't like here.
And that's what he's complaining
Yeah, that's
about
okay.
right
Then
now.
the play action is to
Right.
the back there. Yeah, I understand that totally. 2 flags were thrown. Jason Garrett is not going to let it go. And I don't blame him, though. I mean, Devontae Holloman made the play you make there.
And then the next play,
Tackle the ball. You can't not tackle that guy after the play fake. So.
Absolutely.
A little 2-minute offense time for the Cowboys and Alex Tanney here with 1:47 to play here. Going downfield, Anthony Armstrong can't come up with it on the sideline.
Good job of going up for the football right there, trying to at least draw the pass interference by Anthony Armstrong, and then almost coming down with the ball.
Well, did he catch? Yeah, just out of bounds. But
Yeah.
If he came down out of bounds, but he was sure trying like heck. It's like you always talk about Michael, strong at the hand, strong at the point of attack. But you can see he was trying to hang on to that thing.
And with smart defensive back, he's coming up between your hands to try to make one hand hold the ball.
2nd and 10. Relation to the tight end. Out past the 25-yard line goes Escobar.
Yeah, Escobar just getting ridden down there. Texans came with 6. They sent the blitz, which you don't usually see too much in 2-minute situations backed up this far, but maybe preseason. Okay, Cole Beasley, nice little option out of the slot here.
Going the other way instead, and it's a first down to Anthony Armstrong.
They got to get going. Oh, they called a timeout.
1:06 to play here in the first half.
Dallas, their 3rd and final team timeout.
Like for
This is the
Armstrong.
32nd timeout.
Well, have you ever wanted a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to run directly onto the turf of AT&T Stadium and finish on the 50-yard line? You can on Saturday, September 7th, day before the season opener at the Cowboys Back to Football 5K Run. Go to NFLFunRunSeries.com/Cowboys for more information.
They had to take that timeout, babe, after he decided to come inside and not try to get outside, get out of bounds.
Would have been a smart move. Cowboys now out of timeouts.
Yeah.
Minute 6 remaining. Good work for Alex Tanney. We saw him get this work bill in Arizona, running the 2-minute drill at the end of the game. Gets another chance here at the half.
And over the head of Cole Beasley.
And that was a byproduct there again of the pressure on Tanney. He had to throw it before he knew the way Cole Beasley was coming out of his break there. And unfortunately, on the corner pattern like that, you throw it a little high, it's going to be a tough one for Cole Beasley.
Yeah, and you should throw it a little bit, trying to get it towards that sideline also.
Yep.
But it's a good route by Beasley. He just didn't make the connection. And
well, Alex Tanney talked about he has to dump the ball off. This is not a bad time to do it. Take a short throw, let the guy go carry it through.
There it is to Randall. It gets out of bounds.
Typically in this situation, defenses will give you that. They're going to sit there and make you throw a whole bunch of them, but it's amazing how those 5, 7, 8-yard pass plays, if you can
so
get
fast,
all of a sudden you're knocking on the door.
range.
Yep. And again, Alex Tanney, who threw for 15,000 yards at Monmouth, said, we never checked it down. We always had somebody open. I said, well, you're not going to have somebody open all the time downfield here. So that was a real nice job there.
Converted on 3rd and 5 a moment ago. Here it is again, 3rd and 5. Pass is knocked away, intended for Armstrong. And Rock Carmichael knocks it away.
Armstrong, he tried to hit him in a second hold.
Yeah, and right there. Alex Tanney's going to know he was in a game at least.
Right.
He's going to know he played. He's getting hit every play.
See Armstrong on this play right here.
Fell upfield a little bit there.
I want contact with the defensive back.
Yeah.
I'm not going to just start running inside and let him undercut. You have to run into him and then come off him, and that ball should hit you in the chest.
Jones, the punt. Keyshawn Martin will not field it. It hits inside the 10-yard line. And at the 5, Dante Rosario has it for the Cowboys with 37 seconds left in the first half. Another one inside the 10 for Jones.
Excuse me, Bill. That is such a good point that you make, Michael, and obviously you've done it a few times, but get into the guy. Also, if you just one step and get inside, the quarterback's not ready to throw the ball anyway, so but you're open, but he's not ready to throw it. And that's what I always said about you, Michael, by the way. You don't mind if I say this, do you?
No, I don't mind.
You'd run the comeback. Michael would run a comeback at 17 yards, and they covered you for 16. And that corner said, I got him. You're right on your hip. And then when it came time for the ball to be thrown, they don't have him anymore.
That's exactly what I wanted you to think.
Oh, yeah.
You got it.
He's covered. I got him.
You got it.
They following the script there.
Well, hey, patience, Michael, you know this better than I do. Patience is such a huge part in a receiver's game that gets overlooked.
And babe, I call it sense of timing. Knowing when to get open. Yeah. Don't tell me that you were open. Yeah. Tell me you were open when you needed to be open.
Let's go down to the sideline. Mickey Spagnola with the head coach.
Jason Garrett, the first half, you got an extended look at Alex Tanney. How do you evaluate a guy like that when he's kind of under pressure most of the half? What do you look for?
Well, you just want to see how he responds to that. I thought we did a good job running the football at different times. You got to convert and make some third down conversions and keep the drives going. We did have that 12-play drive to get us down there, but we did take the sack, so we had to kick the field goal. So I thought he did some nice things. He's moving around in the pocket pretty well. He's got to make some plays collectively as an offense.
And it's a tough situation to be for a young quarterback trying to make a team. You've been there before. You got to kind of, I want to make a play, but I don't want to make a mistake.
Absolutely. There's always that balance when you're playing quarterback, that you have to do something to make plays, to move the ball and score points. But at the same time, you got to let the game come to you a little bit.
Guys got another takeaway on defense.
Absolutely. And, their difference-making plays, our defensive coaches do such a great job emphasizing it, and they make the game different. And obviously gave us good field position, gave us a chance to go down and score some points.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, Mick.
Jason Garrett, back to you, Bill.
All right, thank you, Mickey. The Jason Garrett interview brought to you by Volkswagen, the Volkswagen Best Thing Ever event. Visit VWDealer.com. Cowboys trail at the half, 14-3. So much to come during the halftime festivities here at AT&T Stadium. Now this from your local station. Along with Papa John's, you can order the Cowboys 5-star combo. Get a large pizza with up to 5 toppings and a 2-liter Pepsi for $10.99. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. Here at AT&T Stadium, one more half of the preseason left, and then it's time for the real thing. The New York Football Giants will be here a week from Sunday night, 10 days away. Bill Jones with Babe Laufenberg and Michael Irvin as we get set to start the second half here. Dan Bailey has the football teed up, and Dennis Johnson, the rookie out of the University of Arkansas, deep for the Texans. Bailey booms it through the back of the end zone, and the Texans will take over at their own 20-yard line. The Miller Lite halftime stats in favor of the Texans' rushing yards, passing yards.
There, Bill. They took over the game up front, the offensive and defensive lines for Houston. They dominated the Cowboys' offensive line in the passing game there, and then defensively, the Cowboys just getting gashed in the run.
So Case Keenum's night is done, and they'll go with the third-year man T.J. Yates out of North Carolina, and he hands off to Dennis Johnson, and he gets about 20.
Picked up where they left off,
Michael.
Yeah.
You don't like to see that, man. That's just a strong run. But I'm just about to say, even the way the Texans are running this ball at will, the Cowboys were only still down just 10 points and had an opportunity to jump back in. But not if they're allowing guys to run like that.
Sean Lismore was slow getting up after that play. The 95. First down after a 20-yard run by Johnson. Nowhere to go that time for the Texans running game.
There's
Big
a heck
Ben
of a
Bass.
play by Ben Bass, yeah. Beat his man.
Babe, one of the key things that we when you go to this 4-3 type style defense that Monty Kiffin has brought in is you want to keep a lot of defensive line. A lot of defensive linemen. And what's going on with Ratliff, Who knows?
Yeah.
How many of these guys you think?
We had Tyrone Crawford. Obviously, they lose him first day, and they've been pretty well decimated.
And here's Sierra Wood. Ben Bass is playing rather determined here to start the third quarter.
He's been playing well. And Jason Hatcher, we've talked about it, Bill, throughout the preseason. Even though it's his 8th year, he looks like a guy that is really going to thrive in this defense. We don't know about Anthony Spencer, and we don't know exactly when he'll be back.
They are certainly hopeful that he would be back next week. They need him back next week.
Always remember, hope is not a game plan. Okay? I'm hoping I become president one day.
DJ Yates with time. Got his man down the sideline. And he stepped out of bounds.
Well, that could have been a biggie there, Michael, if he taps his toes a little bit there.
Andy Cruz.
Nice throw by Yates. Put your foot in the ground, put your foot in the ground, put your foot in the ground.
He could get going up. That was a wonderful throw.
Could he have stuck this right foot in the ground there, Michael?
That's hard right there. Now, return.
There's another receiver out of Miami. Miami of Ohio.
So we've got Florida Atlantic, Miami of Ohio.
Hate to just throw that one away.
Michael only wants to hear the U. It's the only Miami wants to hear.
That's why it's called the U. These other Miamis are
just like the Ohio State University, BU.
All right,
put the article in front of it.
You were talking at halftime about the schedule and opening at home. How big is that for the Cowboys to actually open at home this year?
We'll open and close at home. It'll be the first time, Bill, since 1998 that the Cowboys have opened the season at home and then closed at home. They've got the Giants to open and Philadelphia to close.
About 3. Dennis Johnson.
And we take a look at the schedule here. You see the Giants in the opener there, and then you can follow all the way through. I'll be honest with you, I'm already pointing forward to October 6th, Mike, in Denver. And Peyton Manning.
That's going to be a good game, too. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in Denver also. But there it is right there, Philly to end the season.
Yeah, the big thing is that one right there at the end of this thing. It's Philadelphia, and we know how close it is. The last 2 years, the Cowboys have played for the division title on the last day of the season, but both times have been on the road. Now they get Philly at home.
Swings it out to Wood. Gets to about the 21.
It really has, Bill. And babe, everybody keeps talking about Cowboys were just 8-8 but they were one game away from still winning that division. It shows you the parity in the East.
Micah Pellerin gets up a little slow here. Number 31, you see, throws the shoulder in. And I do think this. Now, believe me, I'm all for taking the head out of the tackle and a lot of the head injuries that occur and the concussions. However, you're going to see more shoulder injuries because guys are now just like that going to have to tackle with the shoulder. But I'd much rather see trauma to the shoulder, Michael, than trauma to the head.
Right.
Shoulder can be repaired. Head's a little different story.
And it's hard for the defender there to get much ground where he can have power and explode up because he's turning to that shoulder. So he's turning halfway his body, and the guy is running full speed straight ahead at you. It makes it very difficult.
So Randy Bullock is on as it's 4th and short for the Texans. A 39-yard field goal. And Bullock was dead solid perfect throughout his career at Texas A&M, and he tacks on 3 here for the Houston Texans of Gary Kubiak. 17-3 early in the third here at AT&T. Time to tour AT&T Stadium. Get a behind-the-scenes look at the stadium with a VIP, self-guided, or art tour. Stadium tours are available anytime. For more information and to purchase tours, call 817-892-TOUR or visit the ticket office at AT&T Stadium. 17-3 in favor of the Texans. Randy Bullock with the big leg on the kickoff. Through the end zone. No chance for Joseph Randle to bring it out. And it will be Alex Tanney and the Cowboys on offense from the 20. We were showing the schedule there earlier, Babe and Michael. Here's the point I would like to make about the schedule. How about not making the last game of the regular season mean anything? What do you think of that?
Michael?
And I think that's a possibility with the new adjustments made this season. Now you're starting to say, all right, as a head coach, walk around the whole practice. Make sure these guys are stripping balls to cause turnovers. Make sure the running backs are holding on to the ball to have his power all over everywhere. And now that'll manifest, I think, in a few more games where maybe that last game won't be the determining factor.
But I think this, Michael, if I told Jason Garrett right now, I'll let you tell him. How's that?
Take the last game right now for the
you
division.
take
you got to take that.
I take it. I mean, if you told me the Cowboys were playing for the division title,
you got to take it
at home against Philadelphia in Week 17, the 16th game of the season, I'm all over that. Because you know what? There'll be two other teams in the division won't be playing for that if you're playing for it.
Tanny under pressure, and he's dropped at the 16-yard line, which brings us to Tony Romo playing in that winner go home situation.
Oh, I'm so tired of the winner go home. His record, the winner go. You know why? Because I think it's become an ESPN stat, and we didn't even know it existed. Honestly, Tony Romo, they invented the stat for Tony Romo. And it's ridiculous because what it means is he's only played 7 games in his career, Michael.
Right.
I remember when Green Bay came to Texas Stadium, and it was for about week 13, who's going to play at home who's going to have home field advantage? And they beat the Packers. I can go on and on with that list. They had about 4 winner-go-home games last year when they got off to a poor start. Cincinnati was winner-go-home. They lose at Cincinnati. They're not playing that last game of the season for the division title.
Yeah, they don't count those games, though, bro.
No, they don't. But
they really don't. They really don't. That's a fine point you're making.
It's ridiculous. It's like, okay, here's a stat. Hey, every week, as you know, Michael, when there's only 16 of them, they're all win and go home. You go 0-2, 15% of those teams make the NFL playoffs if you go 0-2. So from that point forward, if you're 0-2, it's win or go home. Cowboys, you experienced it when Emmett had the holdout.
Started 0-2 that year.
Started 0-2 and came back and won a Super Bowl. First team, obviously.
And we never went home. We never went home. Right.
But you had a lot of games to win.
Yes. We did a lot of winning.
You know, you have a better chance of making the team if you remember that you are on the punt team.
5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Doesn't score points with the special teams coach, Rich Bisaccia.
Monty Kiffin, Cowboys defensive coordinator, said, number one rule of thumb, got to show up. Got to show up for work. I think that applies to the punt, right? You want to make the team, got to show up. Got to be on it.
Can't make a tackle on the punt team if you don't line up. On the run, inside the Cowboys into the field. Dennis Johnson on the return. The Texans will have good field position once again as they take over on offense. Cowboys trail 17-3. Just over 9 minutes to play here in the third quarter as Travis Frederick holds court. Buys your car with a set of Dallas Cowboys license plates from myplates.com or choose the popular Lone Star Black Plate. My Plates even has a great looking pink plate. Visit myplates.com today. Houston has it at the 50-yard line. TJ Yates at quarterback. There's Sierra Wood with running room again around the left side.
Sierra Wood is making somebody's team.
Yeah, that's what I just heard. He is on a mission. He said, I will not make this my last game.
Funny, too, because we've talked about it many times, and here he is just bouncing it over the left side. You're playing for this team. You're playing for other teams. You're playing to maybe get on your practice squad for some of these rookie free agents. You know, there's a whole lot of teams watching this tape.
It could be creating a problem for the Texans as they cut down the roster because they've got Arian Foster, they've got Ben Tate, they've got Deji Kareem, and these two running backs we've seen tonight, Sierra Wood and Dennis Johnson. Let's go down to the sideline and Mickey.
We've had 2 players here for the Cowboys being tested for concussion-like symptoms. Michael Pellerin, you saw him come off the field. Dr. Robert Fowler was giving him the concussion test. He's still sitting on the bench. They didn't release him yet. And Sean Lissamore, same thing. He's already gone in to the locker room. So far, those are the 2 injuries that have occurred here in the second half.
All right, thank you very much, Mickey. Occurred on the first possession of the third quarter. Into the backfield, making the play, Jason Vega. Who's only been with the team for less than 2 weeks.
Yeah. First-year player, out of Northeastern. Better known for its basketball. Makes a nice play here. I don't know if he's saying, no, don't bring it my way, or no, don't cut me, Michael. What do you think? He's waving the finger.
Right now, just
Kembe Mutombo finger wag?
Just get to the play right now, because they've been running the ball pretty well right now. You should not be getting up waving that finger.
Good point.
Cole Beasley to the sideline and knocked out of bounds at that point.
Now, that's the difference right there. You see, he had to reach and catch that ball. If he could have caught that on the run, he may have hit that hole and gone down the sideline, Brad.
17-3, Houston leads Dallas midway of the third. Today here at AT&T Stadium, this was the scene as the Cowboys held their annual Cowboys kickoff luncheon benefiting the Happy Hill Farm Academy. The Ed Block Courage Award winner was Jason Witten. Special Teams Player of the Year was Dan Bailey. Defensive Player of the Year, Anthony Spencer. And the Offensive Players of the Year, Des Bryant and Jason Witten. For more information about Happy Hill Farm, log on to happyhillfarm.org.
Yeah, putting Tony Romo to work there.
Yes, they
on
are.
The sideline, my goodness.
Alex Tanney rolls out. Second and 9 coming up for Tanney and the Cowboys.
You know, Jerry has talked about wanting Tony to exert himself more, and I like what I'm seeing out of Tony, exerting himself on the field and on the sideline.
What do you think he's drawing there, Michael? I mean, he's by himself, so he's not showing anybody anything. It's like it's an Etch-a-Sketch.
That's exactly highest paid Etch-a-Sketcher anywhere.
Got the headset on.
He's even got the plays on his wrist.
I'm going to give you a good little stat on Tony Romo after this play. Okay, you want a good sign for the opener, September 8th against the New York Giants?
What is that?
Tony Romo is the highest rated passer on opening day in NFL history.
Did not know that.
Highest rated quarterback on opening day in NFL history.
In NFL history,
NFL history.
Not just active players, but NFL history.
You'll hear that again on the first Sunday on my show.
Will you credit me?
No.
You trust me?
But I got it.
You trust me. I love it.
I will drop it.
Michael's going to say, I was doing some research as I was driving to the game, as I was late for the... Oh, that's good.
All right.
That's good.
Tony Romo, the offensive featured player of the game, the Bank of America defensive featured player of the game. How about DeMarcus Ware? Read more about tonight's game. Pick up a copy of next week's Star Magazine on newsstands Tuesday. Football fans, with Bank of America, official bank of the Dallas Cowboys, as the Cowboys' Chris Jones, who's been a featured player in this game, with another punt. Dennis Johnson retreats, muffs, falls on it. And how about we hear from the defensive featured player of the game with Mickey Spagnola?
Do have DeMarcus Ware here, and he's kind of in an unaccustomed spot. No shoulder pads and not playing a game. How do you adjust to that?
You know, it's all about now getting ready for the season. I feel like we had a good training camp and gotten ready and sort of knocked the dust off and just getting ready for the season now.
How did it feel to actually play with two arms now? You were my one-armed man for a month, I think, last year.
Yeah. Just being able to come back and be healthy and be effective, that's always been a big thing of mine, and being consistent, playing, year in and year out. So now being back home feels really good.
Did you really have to kind of push yourself last year to continue playing, even though that right arm wasn't very useful?
Oh, yeah. When you talk about going out there and huddling up with your teammates and getting out there and playing, sometimes the pain goes away. But you might not be as effective as you want to be, but you just being out there and fighting with your teammates, it really builds that camaraderie that you need and let them know that how important this game is to you.
How's the adjustment been to the 4-3? And I think people should know, one morning we ran into each other at training camp about 7:30 in the morning. He gave me an in-service on playing defensive end in a 4-3 and standing up outside.
It's a totally different feel. I mean, you have your hand down majority of the time. You're going to take on some maybe 6 technique playing against a tight end and tackle. but it's still the same thing as, rushing the passer and making big plays.
Everybody, I think the concern was you and Anthony Spencer a little light be playing defensive end, but it seems like you're compensating for what you weigh with your speed and quickness.
And I'll also add in technique. When you have a good guy like Rob Marinelli come in and show you just so much technique and how to play this game, it's really not about how much you weigh. It's about how you fit in the scheme and how everybody comes together as a whole to be effective.
I guess I left out strength also, huh?
You got to have that in there too.
So what effect has he had on you? Give me something that he may have taught you that maybe you hadn't learned in, 8 years in the league?
It's like the way of studying. When you look at the offenses of how they're going to attack you, knowing the plays before they come, how they're going to, what side the center's going to go to for blocking schemes, if you're going to have a one-on-one or not, and just looking at the tendencies of the tackles. And I really, as an outside linebacker, I was looking at coverage and maybe rush a little bit, but now you really can hone in on what you do best, and that's rush the passer.
Okay, so you've got a week, about 10 days to prepare for the first game. It looks like you'll get Anthony Spencer back. You won't get Jay Ratliff back. How much will that affect the defense in the opener and for those first 6 weeks?
It's going to hurt not having Jay out there, but the thing is, the guys that we do have that's filling in for his spot play a really, really good game, and we're going to be really effective out there. And it's not all about just one player, getting out there and playing and making plays. When everybody comes together and play like they should, the sky's the limit.
So the way Hatch has been playing defensive tackle, have you told him keep him on my side?
You know what? No, actually, we're sticking him on the other side. We're sticking him everywhere we can because he's been playing really, really good. And as much as we can get him one-on-ones, we're going to let him do it and let him get in there and get to that quarterback.
All right, they start counting sacks for good on a week from Sunday,
yes,
right?
Yes, they do. Yeah, you know what? It's all about putting it all on paper.
All right, appreciate it. DeMarcus Ware, Bill Jones.
All right, that's the Sony sounds of the game.
What I like about that too, obviously it's a topic of conversation, as it should be. That's how we make our money. But the 3-4 to the 4-3, DeMarcus Ware can play in the 5-2, Michael, the 6-1, the 7-0. Fill in the blank. He's a great player. He's going to adjust and adapt to anything.
Third down for T.J. Yates. It's Eze Wachaku out of Allen High School going high. Had the end around and the first down catch right there.
T.J. Yates, a lot of people forget he's the one that led them to their playoff win, Michael, 2 years ago. It wasn't
did a wonderful job in there.
It wasn't Matt Schott.
And right here, he's doing that's a very good job, assistant timing, waiting on that curl route. The receiver making him play. You like to get the ball down a little bit. Maybe he can get some more yards.
Well, you'd like for him to get the ball down so your ribs don't get exposed, right? Yeah. I did that to Michael once. I'm sorry, I didn't land it.
But it wasn't my ribs they took out. It was the back of my head that took me out of the game.
But you caught it.
I did catch it.
That's all I cared about. I
did. I held on to it.
This is the way I looked at it, Michael. We got more receivers. I don't know how many more completions I got in me. So catch it. Let's just bring in another one. I'm kidding. I felt bad. I felt bad. Hey. You felt worse.
But listen, I did catch it. That was the most important thing. I did come down with it. Yes, I went to sleep right after I came down.
But today it'd be a penalty too.
Yeah,
like that.
Not only did I go to sleep, I went to the wrong sideline. After I went to sleep, he's like, Michael, no, that's not your sideline.
So until now, you didn't even remember who threw you the pass.
I shouldn't have said anything. It was Aikman, Michael. It was Aikman.
T.J. Yates rolling out. There's Sierra Wood again.
He's put on quite a game.
Wow, impressive. Man, I have not seen him. Watched a little bit of their tape from 2 weeks ago. But, yeah, kid out of Notre Dame, and I'm telling you, he's making somebody's team.
He's making
as
somebody's
Bill said, they got a log jam back there. But Jason Garrett talks about all the time. There are guys that just say, "You're not going to release me. I'm not going to allow you to cut me." And
I love guys like that.
Man, I got my own problems to worry about trying to cut the Cowboys roster to 53, Bill, without worrying about the Texans.
It's hard. It's hard to cut the guy that works the hardest. It's hard for a coach to do it. All of the young kids need to know that.
So got to delay a game. Jason Garrett's pointing it out on the sideline for the Cowboys here.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
That's the job of the back judge.
Jason's doing a great job officiating this game.
And see, we talked about this now because he doesn't have the worries about calling the plays. Now these little things can really make a huge difference in how a game goes.
You know, the officials are going to say, "Can't you start calling plays or something?"
We're
We're tired. We didn't have to talk to you all that much, and as much as we like you. Funny too, Bill. You were at the kickoff luncheon yesterday, benefiting Happy Hill Farm, and what a great speech I thought he gave. Tremendous.
Yeah, I agree. Yates gets it to his tight end with some running room. Ryan Griffin, the 6th-round pick out of UConn.
See, another byproduct of not having to call plays. He had more time to work on the speech for the luncheon.
J.J. Wilcox slow and getting up. You mean he doesn't have speechwriters?
Yeah. Boy, they don't want to see that, do they?
Well, they do this. First team, second team. If they put their 30th team on the field, they do that play action very well.
J.J. Wilcox still down. Player that the Cowboys are counting on this year, Bill.
3rd-round pick, J.J. Wilcox. Cowboys trail at 17-3. You can play the Texas Lottery. Your ticket to a winning season is back with a Dallas Cowboys scratch-off ticket from the Texas Lottery. Tickets on sale now. J.J. Wilcox on the sideline being tended to, as Houston has the football with a first down at the Cowboys' 28-yard line. Not much running room this time for Dennis Johnson. Landon Cohen and Taylor Reed over for the stop.
Texans just content to kind of run this football here, aren't they, Michael?
Yes, they are. Now, babe, did you see that that fake that the quarterback put in the running back's hand and he faked out? Now this year, that quarterback is subject to being hit.
Yeah.
That's going to be some touchy balls right there.
Yeah, with all the pistol stuff and the read option, you can guarantee they're going to take the whacks at the quarterback this year.
Great short drop and completion to the left side, short of the first down.
And that's something I'm interested in too, Michael. We don't see it here with the Cowboys because of the pistol, but obviously you're pretty much covering the entire league. And do you see, defensive coordinators basically went into the cave saying, hey, we're gonna stop this thing next year.
Dez Bryant will join us from the sideline in the 4th quarter, I'm told. And we'll have a chance to talk to him in the 4th quarter. We're through 3. Don't miss a minute of Dallas Cowboys action. Season tickets are available for less than $1,000 a year. Call 817-892-4400 and speak with a sales consultant now. We start the 4th quarter here at AT&T Stadium. Bill Jones with Babe Laufenberg and the playmaker Michael Irvin. Cowboys could use some playmakers on offense and defense to get back into this one. But it's Houston with a playmaker there. T.J. Yates with the pass, and it is complete to Andy Cruz for the touchdown.
Crossing route too, and when you're running the ball so well, and now you try to man it up, get more guys on the line of scrimmage, and they hit you with that crossing route for the touchdown.
B.W. Webb in coverage there, Michael, and just a perfect throw. If it's a little bit behind him here, B.W. Webb can undercut this thing. And you talked about it earlier, Michael, whether you go for the ball or you go for the player. B.W. Webb tries to knock the ball down here instead of going for the tackle.
Yeah, and if you thought he had some help over top with that middle backer right there, who has to see that coming, and you can't sit still.
So first play of the 4th quarter, Andy Cruz into the end zone, and it's a 24-3 lead for Houston. Now this from your local station. 24-3 Houston leads Dallas. Babe, how'd they do it?
You see a bunch formation here. Watch here. They're just going to come up here and cross underneath here. Watch Jeff Heath right here, number 38. Yep. He gets picked off. He's sitting there playing the middle, looking for a crosser. Right there, you see the pick. Right in the middle of the field. Now he's late coming over to it. They've got the perfect defense for it. He's just playing what you call man free. So he's just free to watch any of the crossers. He gets picked. And that's where the play came from, Michael.
Absolutely. He has to be able to read, okay, I can play in front of the receiver because Webb is in back of the receiver. And that did not happen there.
And that's something, obviously, rookie, you're not used to all the stuff they'll do.
And that's what I said to you. That's what I love about Sean Lee in this defense. He diagnoses that, and he steps in front of that for an interception. He's very good at it. He reminds me, Derek Brooks in this defense did a lot of that. Just knew how to read plays and then get back down deep if he needed to, down the center of that 2-week, but also make plays right underneath.
See, a lot of people look at Bruce Carter as being the Derek Brooks of this defense because of the weak side linebacker, what he's playing, but you got Sean Lee.
Skill set.
Yep.
Skill set is what I'm talking about.
And Joseph Randall. It's 5, and let's go down to the sideline. Sony Sounds of the Game. Mickey, a very special guest.
Well, we have Dez Bryant again, 2 games in a row, and Dez, you don't get to play in this one. Did you do some coaching on the sideline?
Oh, man, I'm trying my best, man. I'm trying to keep the head into the game and tell them we still got a chance. Just keep fighting, don't give up.
Now we have another 88 up in the booth, Michael Irvin, the playmaker. Got another playmaker down here, don't we, Michael?
Yeah, Dez is a playmaker, man. And I want to talk, Dez, about what I saw last week against the Cincinnati Bengals. A lot of man-to-man coverage. And instead of this team going over top, which has been one of your great things, catching the ball over top, they ran you on a lot of in routes, stop routes. Talk to us in your development in that area, Dez.
Well, it goes all the way back to, OTAs. Me and Tony, we put in that work, put in that time, and trying to build that chemistry, trying to find the best ways to beat these defenses. And I think we've been doing a terrific job on that. And if they decide they want to play man-to-man, you have to take advantage of it the best way you can.
Do you feel this offense is ready to start the season? No, hardly anybody gets to play today, but got 10 days to get ready for the Giants.
Well, I think we're very confident. We're very confident in our play, and we're just going to continue to keep working hard. We're going to keep grooming it up. I feel like we're ready to go. Tony his approach to the game is totally different. The mental side of it, he's great. He makes sure the wide receivers, the running backs, everybody on top of that game because, if we're not right, we can't execute these plays.
As we know, and everyone's always been just so impressed with your physical ability, your physical gifts. Now, after listening to that interview last week, you and Mickey Spagnola, you told Mickey on the Miles Austin drive that I expected Miles to get those balls because the team had gone to a zone coverage. I was so impressed with your understanding of plays and where everybody needed to be. Talk to me about the difference there between that first year coming in and everything moving around so fast on the field, and right now how well you're seeing everything on the field.
Well, it got a lot to do with maturity and just understanding the whole game, understanding all these coverages, and I think since I done developed that very well, by knowing what coverage, what route that works in this defense, zone, man, or whatever. I give credit to Tony. I give a lot of that credit to Coach Derek Dooley. He hasn't been here that long, but it feels like he's been forever. He's been doing a terrific job with us, and he breaks the game down, so simple, to where we can understand it. And,
how much of that is you studying or just getting the repetitions and doing it over and over?
It's both. It's both. And whenever you get the reps, it makes it that much better. And I think going in, this year is going to be very great, for all of us because, like I said, we know who we are. We know our roles. I'm talking about everybody. That starts on the offense and the defense side of the ball. We know our roles, and I think by us having our identity, that plays a big part, in the success we're going to have this year.
J.J. Boyer with the interception for the Houston Texans. Des, let me ask you this. What does it mean to you to wear that number 88, the legacy of the number 88?
Man, it mean a lot. Just to know, Drew Pearson and Michael Irvin, was in the number. Whenever I got drafted and did my research, on the first guy who wore it, and I had already knew a whole lot about the second guy who wore it. That's Big Mike, and just to have that number on it, it feels good.
Unsportsmanlike conduct after the play.
It is just a great challenge. It's one of those great challenges to try to go out and fill the shoes those two guys did.
Hey, Michael, do you want me to make you feel old? I did the math on it. It's 25 years since you stepped foot in Dallas-Fort Worth.
I feel old already, but don't worry about that. You get co-MVP for this football team that really puts you in a position of leadership. Everyone will be expecting the type of season this season that you ended with last year. They're expecting that the whole season this year. How can you make sure that the progress you're making will be continued?
Just have to continue to keep grinding, keep focusing. Don't worry about the hey Dez, you're doing this, you're doing good, you're doing great, you're doing good. I gotta stick to what I've been doing to get me there. And just keep my head down, keep on working, keep fighting, keep listening to these coaches because they're telling me the right thing. Keep wanting Tony to believe in me. Basically just keep grinding and keep working, and the rest take care of itself.
All right, Des, we appreciate you joining us again. Good job. Michael, back to you.
All right, thanks, Mickey and Des. And by the way, Michael came to Dallas, as Mickey said, 25 years ago. Guess who was born 25 years ago, November 4th? Des Bryant.
Oh, man, don't make me feel that old, man. But I tell you guys, man, and watching this guy and watching last week's game.
He's still listening.
And you talked about the play. It was a square in, which told me everything. That square in is really an 18-yard route. Dez broke it at 14 to about 16. Tony still let it go before he broke. When you don't have anybody on you, you learn to get 18 yards. But when a guy's impeding your progress, and now you can't get 18, it's all about a sense of timing. And he knew exactly when to make that break. He knew exactly when that ball was going to be. That's when you say, oh, my God, these guys are developing something.
Right. And I think, that's what we've been working on, just like Mike said, that route supposed to be a little bit deeper, but I had got press coverage, I got man coverage, I had to work him a little bit, and I had to snap it off. That was just a great job, by Tony to know, hey, I got pressure, and he believed that, hey, I'm going to rip it in there, and that's what I did, and the timing, it looked like a design route.
Right, it was very impressive there. It's very impressive just from the sense of timing. And it's very difficult to understand, for people to understand how that clock is moving so fast in your head. You have to slow it down and say, Tony has just thrown the ball. I have to break now. You did a wonderful job.
Michael, we need to get you out of the booth and down on the sideline coaching, I think.
It doesn't pay enough, Mickey. And too many hours, right, Michael? Plus, you have to be on time.
Oh!
and they rarely gets to see you on TV.
I love it. Yeah,
they rarely get to see you on TV.
Michael's face is too pretty to be coaching.
Hey, come on down, Mike. I'm on the sideline. I'm waiting on you. Come on, man. I'm here to talk to you.
Des, this is Babe Laufenberg. I have a quick question for you. Okay. 92 catches last year, 1,382 yards, 12 touchdowns. If I just said right now, have those same numbers, would you say I'll take that?
Hold on, can you repeat the last thing you just said?
He said, would you take it? Those numbers that you put up last year, if you matched them.
You know what? You got to always look to do better. And that's my whole mindset, is to do better. And the only way to do better is, just keep grinding and keep working and try to make the game as comfortable as possible that you can make it. And I feel like that's what we're trying to do here. To make the game as comfortable as possible and execute these plays the way they need to be executed.
Hey, now, wait a minute. Now, I want everybody to understand that Babe just tried to hit Dez with one of those wonderlic trick questions. Because it's a great year. That's a great year. Anybody would take that year, but the 88, satiety is not in his vocabulary. There would not be any satisfaction according to anything but what's ahead, not that is behind. That's what 88's all about. And Dez is telling you right now. Dez, that was a great answer on that wonderlic test right now.
I love it.
Great answer. Great answer.
Michael, it sounded like your question about, you were asked a long time ago about goals, and you said, I always shoot for the moon, and if I fall short, I end up in the stars.
You always win. And they're always set by the previous guy who set the record or the previous year when you moved the bar. You know, you got to improve. That's the only, and the numbers are how we determine if you improve. That's why it's so important. There's a lot of pressure on you right now.
No pressure.
You don't feel that pressure.
Don't feel it at all.
Everybody's saying you are the answer in the key to getting this team over the hump and getting them to that promised land so they can bring home more bling, call rings, and Super Bowls, and you do not feel that pressure.
No pressure at all. We're just going to go out there and just, do what we love to do, and that's just play football. And I think I was just telling one of the younger guys today, you got to want it. It's just that plain and simple. If you want to win, you'll beat that guy across from you. And that's my whole mindset. And it's to beat the guy across from you.
And there's watching you even in that game last week, too. That's one thing I wrote down on my notes that I wanted to bring up. There was not one time that another guy made a play. Miles touchdown, young man, any young man making any play, you were right there. You always made sure you were in the picture, encouraging everybody. Now you're the catalyst on this football team. Why is that so important?
Because you just want your teammates to feel the love. That hey, I got your back. Hey, whatever it is, bad play, good play, and I feel like like your presence needs to be there. Whenever your teammate do something good. And I think the more you do that, the more you want to play for one another. The respect it gets that much bigger. And I feel like, once you get that respect and that chemistry, that's hard to beat. And I think that's what we developed in here. It's more than just catching touchdowns. It's all about building that chemistry with one, and that's where you go to the promised land.
All right, Des, we appreciate you joining us. We got to go to commercial here. Des Bryant, 288s here. And you can see it live at AT&T Stadium. Party passes are available for most 2013 home games. Go to DallasCowboys.com or call 1-800-745-3000 for tickets.
I want to get back to that question I asked him, Michael, because I sort of want to defend myself. I mean, if you told Jason Garrett, hey, 92 catches, almost 1,400 yards and 12 touchdowns, any receiver, say, that's a great year. I'll take that. Great year. But it's interesting to see where he may set that bar, as you say.
Tanny goes down.
Poor Alex Tanny. I mean, he has no chance now.
You guys, and we can talk a lot about it, and Alex Tanny here, right here. He's done a wonderful job of making one or two guys miss when he can. But when they're coming like that, there's nowhere to go. But guys, I always say I like to measure men in distance travel, and to hear young Dez talk the way he talks and talking about leadership and his expectations for the season. I don't care who you are. That's impressive, and it's encouraging. It's inspiring. It really is.
You can see, Michael, his confidence growing as an individual, as a person. I don't know if the success in football came in the NFL and that translated into moving over into his personal life, but it's all kind of coming together for the guy.
He's starting to get that the Cowboys, in order for the Cowboys to get to where they want to be, he has to be who he needs to be.
Third and long. Tanny under pressure again. Is able to escape.
Now
he's trying to get that first down.
You know what he's like now, Michael? He's like a dog that's running out into traffic on a really busy street with traffic coming both ways. He's dodging and moving. And
he's fighting now.
Yeah, sure is. Look at him, just boom, boom. Where do I go now?
That's good mobility.
He was not what you would anywhere near consider a dual threat quarterback in college. In fact, his rushing totals in college are like minus 400 yards career. I mean, he wasn't running at all in college. He's having to run for his life at times tonight.
He said everybody was always open.
Yeah. Why run?
Well, at this level here, buddy.
It's like I can get hit running the ball, or I can throw it to somebody who's going to get hit.
It's always open.
He's catching his breath now.
Cowboys got this ball at the end of this thing. Let's check this out. We're going to have a little discussion with Ron Winter here. Garrett Kubiak saying, what the heck? Jason Garrett, we know he's already officiated the game. And they're trying to figure it out. Go ahead, Ron, and tell us what happened.
The ruling on the field is the punt was muffed by the receiver, recovered by the kicking team. However, there was holding, number 80, the kicking team. That penalty be assessed 10 yards at the previous spot. Repeat, 4th down.
Wow.
So take away the recovery, and they'll do it again. Rich Bisaccia. Dante Rosario, the holding call, who played for Rich Bisaccia in San Diego.
Rich Bisaccia is beside himself there, the new Cowboys special teams coach.
Still coaching hard.
Yeah. I love the way Coach. I can't believe it.
Take a look here.
Hey, listen. I'm okay with that argument he has right there.
Yeah, just kind of shuck him to the side.
Yeah, he was
that
trying to
all
get
the
off
time.
the block.
Jones with another high kick that lands, hits inside the 15, and is down by Kyle Wilbur at the 17-yard line.
How many punts is that for Jones now, Bill? I mean, that leg is going to fall off.
That was a 49-yarder, and we're still calculating how many punts it was. Bruin with the Cowboys. All NFL teams have to cut their rosters to 53 by Saturday. Then they get ready for the season home opener against the New York Giants on Sunday night, September 8th. Stop by Dunkin' and get a freshly brewed coffee. America runs on Dunkin'. Houston on offense, up 24-3 with 5:43 to play in the preseason. Sierra Wood gets about 3.
I am excited about the start of the season.
Yeah.
Man,
the whole NFL season or the Cowboys?
Oh, my God. Well, you know.
Yeah.
Whole NFL season, but the Cowboys season also. I really am.
It's amazing how people just, I mean, what this sport has become, not just the NFL game, but the college game, the high school game here in Texas. People just cannot wait until football starts.
And this is for the high schools and the colleges. It's starting this weekend. And for the NFL, it starts actually next Thursday night when Baltimore has to go to Denver instead of hosting the game like the Super Bowl champion now traditionally does.
Conflict with the baseball team.
That's right. The Orioles wouldn't give up
the night game.
Yep.
They share a parking lot, by the way. And now I want to say
much like here.
Well, they've done.
The Rangers would do that.
We had playoff games here for the Texas Rangers, as well as Cowboy games here. So the city of Arlington has this thing figured out.
Yes, they do.
We needed to send a whole contingency up to Baltimore and tell them, hey, we can get this done. We can figure it out.
You better believe there are a lot of people upset with that decision.
Jason Garrett is. I think he may put on a black and white striped shirt next week or something. He's just. It's interesting too. That's why the officials change sideline. So the ones you get in the first half on your sideline go to the other sideline in the second half. So you
don't have to get an earful the entire game.
Right, and you work them, and right where you got them, where you want them, they go to the other side for the second half of the game.
But you love that role, babe. You do. You love seeing Coach Garrett in that role and focus on the little things as the game is going on and staying on because you never know when you stay on that ref like that, you'll get something good will come out of it. Something good will come out of it.
I was out there throughout training camp, Michael, and I just thought the practices were really, really good. Played consistently high. Guys were working hard. Doesn't translate to wins, but I know this. If you don't have good practices, you can pretty much be assured that you're not going to have a great season. At least it gives you a chance.
Shane Leckler with the punt taken by Cole Beasley at the 30-yard line. That's 6.
I'm having a hard time seeing Shane Leckler in a long-time Raiders punter.
Yeah. But he's with the Texans now. Back home in Texas, a native of East Bernard, the Texas Aggie, Shane Leckler. Dallas Cowboys football is back, and you can see it live right here at AT&T Stadium. Party passes are available for most 2013 home games. Go to DallasCowboys.com or call 1-800-745-3000 for tickets. Cowboys with 3:17 to play. Have the football at the 36-yard line with a first down. Alex Tanney out of the shotgun. As Cole Beasley, slot receiver, has a first down. Going to go hurry up here.
Be nice to see Alex Tanney finish this out nicely, Michael.
That gives him another 2-minute drill.
Yeah. Of course, that means more abuse the way this game has gone.
And he going deep down the sideline for Benford, and Tim Benford has it.
Boy, there was a little hand fighting at the end of this one, Michael, with Benford in the corner over there.
And I love telling young guys, this is wide open in the National Football League right here. This is how you have to go and make a play. Either guy got to catch this ball and make sure that ref is throwing that yellow hanky that sits in his pocket, but the ball must be moved, and he came away with the play. Tanney, you say what you want. The kid, he's fighting back, and he's put on a pretty good showing for himself.
Once again for Benford, but he's off his hand.
Oh, he made the tough catch, Michael. He dropped the easy one.
Dropped the easy one right there.
What happened?
Man, you catch those back-to-back, somebody's looking at you saying, hey, that was pretty good right there. You know.
There we go. You tell me what happened.
At the last second right here, they kind of had a little shoving match. Sometimes when you get in that shoving match, right, when you get in that shoving match sometimes, see, okay, now he's able, I'm in contact, I'm able to push you and get to that ball. But now when I got separation on that second one, I push you and I got separation before that ball gets there. Sometimes it's hard to replace those hands.
You know about pushing off, Michael. Come on.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, a little something.
A lot of something, huh?
A little something.
Oh, Tim.
And to Benford again, only working the other side this time.
And just an opportunity right there to make three of those three plays back to back. You guarantee you're almost somebody's going to give you another shot if it's not here. You know, because you're in that situation making those plays.
Alex Tanney told me he's most comfortable really throwing to Tim Benford. Now he doesn't get the opportunity as the third quarterback, and he was fourth through some of this camp to throw to a Des Bryant. But he said they developed a real rapport, but lost it in this series.
Benford was on the Cowboys practice squad last year. Anthony Armstrong takes a big hit as he gets down inside the 10, down near the 6-yard line.
Not on Tanney's side, though. Tanney hasn't lost that connection. That ball is hitting Benford right in the head.
He's saying, Tim, I called you my favorite receiver.
And we are down to the 2-minute warning of the 2013 preseason. Cowboys with it, first and goal at the 7-yard line. Alex Tanney is hit and dropped at the 13. And in some pain.
This is a time where, as a play caller, maybe Bill Callahan,
the
Cowboys
stunt?
take timeout.
They want to stunt. They come up.
I just beat the Cowboys left tackle there. I mean, in a hurry. I believe it's Darian Weems over there, left tackle. Yeah,
throughout the night.
But this is where you take advantage of. Come back with a little slip screen, Michael. Take advantage of that pass rush.
Alex Tanney to the sideline. Timeout, Cowboys. Jason Garrett's Cowboys with 1:45 left in this preseason. Scoreboard clock now is at 1:53 after the sack of Alex Tanney.
We've pretty well determined, Bill, that the Cowboys' offensive line can't block the defensive line of the Texans. So again, let's either throw something quick or get a screen out there. Let them come after Tanney and dump it off.
And under pressure and dropped again. And there's a flag down. A couple of flags go down. It was a pie.
Can I repeat? You can't block them. So either have something quick or throw a screen.
You don't have Dez in the game where you could just drop back and throw it up in the air.
Yeah, even a bunch route. Get something into the flat. Little something going.
Personal foul, grasping the face mask. Defense, 15-yard penalty, and a first down.
Yeah. It's one way to. Alex Tanney says, I've been giving up my body all day. Might as well give up my neck and head. Get the first down.
Delano Johnson
calling for that face mask.
You know, and funny, all the rules instituted now to protect the quarterback, and that one obviously very obvious and it's been in the game for a long time, but 20 of the 32 quarterbacks last year started all 16 games. It's an NFL record. So all the rules that they're implementing for safety and protecting the quarterback, they're working.
Tanny gets out of trouble this time. Has some room to run. Gets out of bounds inside the 10.
I mean, we're going to come back on a holding call here.
I'm glad he didn't try to force that ball in to the end zone right there. Smart on his part.
You know, you're not concerned about winning the game here. Here's round winner.
Holding. Offense number 66. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
So you're obviously not going to win the game. You got to give Tanny some type of chance here. Even running the ball, Michael. But they cannot protect. So run it, throw a screen, throw a slant, do something to get the ball out of his hand.
By the way, the running back in the game is Kendall Lawrence out of Missouri and Rockwall Heath High School. Haven't seen a lot of Lawrence this preseason. He's getting an opportunity here in the closing minutes of the preseason. He's a guy that he could keep on the practice squad. Tanny under pressure again, and down he goes as the Cowboys continue to go backwards, and Delano Johnson does some celebrating.
Timeout. Dallas, their second. This is a 30-second timeout.
Babe, they are doing stunts, babe. Trying to do a twist. They are doing this.
You don't think Wade Phillips is holding his
Say,
grudge?
wait a minute.
You don't think Wade Phillips is holding his grudge, do you?
I knew I saw some stunts in here before. That guy coming around the middle, right up the cut, wide open. I was like, are they this late? With these guys out here,
There's Wade Phillips. He'll deny it.
Wait, that is.
Hey, Mike Zimmer last week, first play, Cincinnati brings the blitz.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care what they all want to.
Reggie Herring, former Cowboys linebackers coach, also on the Texans staff.
And I don't care if you're a player, coach. It doesn't matter how you left, under what circumstances.
You got
baseball. You always want the guys you used to play or coach. You always want to go back out and beat them.
Of course, Wade has reason to root for the Cowboys, though. His son does coach tight ends. Wes Phillips.
He says he'll start rooting tomorrow.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's Kendall Lawrence.
Yeah, there's time for that, right?
There's a great tweet by Wade earlier this week.
Wade tweets?
Yes, at Son of Bum on Twitter is where Wade Phillips' Twitter handle is. He tweeted that he started looking at Dallas, and sure looks like those tight ends are well coached.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Do you follow him?
Yes, of course I follow at Son of Bum. Really? Yes, he did.
It's the son of the son of the bum.
3rd and 15, Michael. Just get some of the yards back and then go for it on 4. Oh, Lord.
So you want to play in the NFL. Yeah. That was Chris Jones, a rookie.
They keep sending everybody into the end zone on pass patterns, and they can't protect.
They're
just
playing
can't hold up
outside. They got somebody throwing the receivers off the line of scrimmage and the safety staying back.
Watch this, Michael. Just everybody's going into the end zone. He said just having to hold the ball too long to get anybody open. The pocket is collapsing.
That's the 7th sack.
Wow. Full cross. Mercifully, I say, they take Alex Tanny out and send the field goal team in.
4 more, and he'll have Aikman's record. Did he have 11 against the Eagles?
Philadelphia, 1991.
I remember that game.
Aikman doesn't.
Timeout.
Cowboys timeout.
Their 3rd and final team timeout. This is the 32nd timeout.
This presentation of Dallas Cowboys football has been brought to you by Pepsi, official soft drink of the Dallas Cowboys and the NFL. And by AT&T, rethink possible.
AT&T Stadium, where the preseason has 34 seconds left for your Dallas Cowboys. We are 10 days away from the opener against the New York Football Giants. Bill Jones, Babe Laufenberg, and Michael Irvin, and Dan Bailey. 4th and goal is attempting a field goal of Some 39 yards with Chris Jones holding. And I'd say Dan Bailey is ready for the regular season. Cowboys down 24-6 now, 29 seconds left. All right, time now for the UPS play of the game. And the UPS player of the game is none other than the playmaker. He might have showed up late, but he quickly asserted himself. And the playmaker, that should be the UPS playmaker of the game, Michael Irvin.
Remember that one? You remember that one, Michael, by chance?
Oh, God, I remember.
Here's what I remember. Troy Aikman's foot slipped out on that corner route, and you know as a quarterback you're late with the ball. And and remember that turf was slippery out there in Pasadena. And his foot slipped out, and you're running the corner, and you know I'm running out of real estate, and your body position.
His foot slipped out because I broke early on that out on the back to the corner.
Did you?
The cornerback sat so far inside, and I thought if I took too many steps inside, I would get hung up. But I broke out a little early.
But you knew it. You shielded him.
Oh my googity goo! I broke too early, and if I don't shield him from the ball, this will be a touchdown the other way. That's why the leg went up.
And you said I'd much rather catch it than tackle him. So you said, that was a great play.
Emma may kick his head off for trying to intercept my quarterback's football. I was already in the air.
So is that your favorite game?
Well, Super Bowls are always great because the end game is
it's something to choose from there.
Yeah,
Super Bowls.
And to set that record, scoring back-to-back touchdowns, 18 seconds, which is still a Super Bowl record. There'll be a lot of records, and people have broken a lot of records, but I don't know if anyone ever get that one. 2 touchdowns in 18 seconds in a Super Bowl. But absolutely, it was just a wonderful game.
And you know when you've had a good career, Bill? When you say was that Super Bowl? That third one though I enjoyed.
And that will wrap up the preseason. Handshakes all around now as the clock winds down.
Here it goes.
Jason Garrett and Gary Kubiak exchange handshakes, and
This was a regular season. Jason Garrett wouldn't be all smiles, huh?
He might be.
No, I don't think so. Not after that.
No, not after a loss like that. Yeah. No. That's right.
That rushing performance by Houston.
Yes,
Sierra Wood at 107 yards on 19 carries for the Houston Texans. But it's all history now as the preseason is over. Nothing but the regular season ahead. We're here to wrap things up in just a moment from AT&T Stadium. But first, this from your local station.